Yes, they did. I love me, Lord, and I lift my wounds to worship them. Oh, makes my soul rejoice. Or do we say, God, I don't understand what's happening. Leah is awful. I hate her with a passion. You ugly thing. I'm trying to get rid of you. You won't go. I joined another church and now I have you. Leah number 4. And you get worse as you add the numbers. and then I say, God, you know what? I'm still going to worship you. I'm going to lift my hands. I'm going to give you praise. And it actually is sore. It's actually painful. The musicians say, the worship leader looks across at the room and says, shall we thank God? And you think, shall we? For what? And he says, do you want to lift your hands in thankfulness? And it's written on the forehead, I want to. But could you tell me for what? In those times, when I lift my hands and I say, I'm going to love you, Lord, because I don't know what's happening, Leah says, here is a son. His name is Judah. You're going to give him birth today. It's going to be painful, but afterwards, you'll be worshiping God. When it's going well with you, when it's not going well with you, you'll still be worshiping God. Because he's been born in your life. What's really interesting is that sometimes we can spend our entire life chasing after a promise and not enjoy the moment we're in with God. Sometimes us Christians can get bitter towards God because the reason says, if God is so big, why does he not just do a thing for me? We hear of other people's testimonies, and we always think, why has God been so good to her? And why has God not done the same thing for me? I needed it more. And what I found was that the devil is constantly trying to work bitterness in our hearts towards God and make us look so forward to this promise that seems to be in a state of delay, that robs us from joy now, that robs us from serving God now with thankfulness, that robs us from enjoying our moments now.
Good.
Amen. All of you in this room have promises, I have, that have not yet come to pass. But let's not let our faces hang because they haven't come to pass. Let's think maybe of the ones that have come to pass.
Very good.
If there is not one that's yet come to pass, then maybe you can thank God for hearing this message today. And lastly, I believe that we're such a blessed people. We're a blessed generation. But somehow we are the most unthankful people that have ever lived on the earth. We've got so much, don't we? Think how blessed we are.
We are.
I remember once when I went down to South Africa to visit my mum, I was flying on the Swiss airline. At that time it was called Swiss Air. Now it's just called Swiss. And they said next year it might just be called S. But I was flying back, and like any good person, I always pray for an upgrade. Do you? Because I had the revelation that it's better after I experienced it. And so, no, I don't have an upgrade. No, do I have? No. You know, all the things you say to the lady, just wanted to check, are there any upgrades? Then go back, just wanted to check if my seat's still the same. You know all the stuff you say. So no, I've got the seat right next to the bathroom, next to the toilet, the very one right in the back. So before we board, she says, oh, there's something wrong. She looks in the computer, somebody took your seat. I'm like, what? She goes, but don't worry. Here is the boarding pass. Not business. First. I said to her, don't let anybody stop you. Do what you must do and do it quickly. Hand it over. Coming to the plane, at that time they were still flying this MD-11, whatever it was, with whatever, 3 engines, 1 in the tail. Now here I'm coming into the plane. You're not turning right, you're turning left. This is the will of God. You go, it's like in the tabernacle of Moses. It's the outer court. It's the holy place. Then it's the most holy. With a veil in between. I go in, through the veil, into first class. There's only 8 seats. 3 stewardesses for 8 people. Here I'm sitting in this. This thing is huge. This thing is bigger than my whole flat in England. And my flat is big now. When we were out in California, I said to somebody, the hotel suite I'm in here is bigger than the whole of England. Anyway, no, so now I'm sitting in the seat. We're only 8 people. And you can press the button, you know, and the air hostess comes and you press it and she goes away. You press another one appears from somewhere. You know, all the stuff, electric things. The thing goes back, it becomes a whole full bed, man. I'm sitting there. Across the aisle from me is sitting we're saying a posh lady, you know, very grand. And I can see she was not upgraded like me. She paid for it. Because she's got all this stuff to tell you that was the case. And she's sitting there. And she's got an attitude. You know what? The attitude is, here I am, serve me. And so she looks across the aisle from me and she looks at me because I'm so thankful for all of this. And I can see she's really irked off at me because, you know, I'm like a little boy here, you know, like, what? Press this, the aerospace falls out the roof, press this one. She comes up from the ground, press another one, this happens. You know what I mean? It's just awesome. She's like, I do this all the time, you know. Here's my crocodile skin handbag and my whatever shoes and my whoever hair, and I'm sitting, you know what I'm saying? And now I'm nice to the aerostess. I mean, I said, oh, thank you so much. She comes, you can choose like, I don't know, 5 starters. I don't know, whatever. Crocodile, minced crocodile eyes, and I mean all the stuff. I mean foods. You know what I mean? That you've never thought of, man. And she's saying, would you like this? I said to the aerostess, just do what you must do and keep doing it. Bring it. It's great. So we're eating all this wonderful stuff, and this lady, she's in a complaint mode. Why is the salad so warm? Why is the soup so wet? Why is the steak so red? Why is the chicken, you know what I'm saying? Everything is a problem. I mean, even the problem is a problem. And I'm thinking, God, 11 hours? So I decided I'm not going to let the attitude, the spirit, and the Holy of Holies be like this. So I said, loud, this is fantastic. So she complains, and the same one comes to me, then I tell her. She says, the soup is too wet. I go, the soup is fantastic. She says, the chicken is too this. I said, the chicken is fantastic. So, you know, I decided, God is so good. We're flying at 30,000 feet, crossing some huge continent, eating all this stuff, and all she can do is complain. With the people down there, don't even have food. And what I realized is, worshiping God